Could the Vikings be looking to trade anyone? All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus, and it's the off season, so it's time to put on our speculating hats and look at some possible Vikings that could be traded before week one.
Not much else you can do at this time of the season. Things are getting very, very skim. But this is definitely something the Vikings could look to do as they look to make some roster cuts. Who are some guys, instead of just flat out letting them go, get you a little bit back? Maybe a little something.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a little shiny nickel if you can tell me the last player the Vikings traded.
Like in the preseason?
The last player they've traded, period.
I feel like it was a really shitty member of the secondary.
Mike Hughes? Stephen Weatherly traded to the Broncos last October. Before that, it was Mike Hughes. Before that, it was Ngakoue. So the Vikings have dabbled in trading players away for low compensation. But we're talking about four guys today. Before we get to that, remember, subscribe to the channel. Like the videos here every damn day talking Vikings. Where do you want to start?
Join the damn Patreon, too, if you haven't already.
There you go. You heard it there. Breaking news.
Link in the description. Let's start with the guy. I don't think he's gonna get you much in return, but for some reason the Vikings go through their entire off preseason here, mini camps, OTAs, training camp, and they just don't like Kellen Mond. He's still a young quarterback, third rounder last year. Maybe you see what you can get for him.
Yeah, they bring Sean Mannion back, whether that's just a coach on the field, whatever that is. Kellen Mond, I mean, what he's got going for him is this quarterback draft class fell off the map very, very quickly. So if some team is intrigued and maybe wants to bring him in as a potential replacement down the road, why not dangle him out there? And really, I mean, any of these guys we're looking at trading would probably be at the end of training camp, preseason, which usually means pretty low compensation.
Well, let me just say one thing here too. If we go in the actual season with Sean Mannion as our backup, I'll be very sad. Lupagus, at least Kellen Mond gives you some hope, some upside.
State of Minnesota will be very sad.
Yeah, it'd be very disappointing, very depressing. But again, if that's the decision you're going to make, and maybe you're going to take a quarterback early next year, you see what you can get. Hell, if it's a seventh rounder in 2026, you take it.
Yeah, I mean, just a couple teams right off the cuff. Look at Seattle; they don't really got much going on quarterback. The Saints, future-wise, not a ton. Cardinals, they don't got crap for back. There's teams out there that need some quarterbacks for the future. And Kellen Mond, I don't think anybody's writing them off yet.
You're not a Drew Lock believer in Seattle?
I am not. I do like Drew Lock, but just looking for places for him to go.
All right, who you got? Who you got next?
Who do I got next? I got probably the guy that I think has the least chance to get traded, and that's Cam Dansler, 23 years old, 17 game starter. We know his whole MO, but the Vikings have brought in Andrew Booth, seemed to be very high on Evans. Patrick Peterson is back, and believe it or not, Dansler only has 2 years left on the contract. He still seems like a wee young lad, but he's only got 2 years left.
Yeah, I mean, he could even have a good preseason. They could still look to unload him. Again, I think this is very similar to actually happening. Quarterback depth, as was shown last year, you got to have it. If you don't, things can get ugly very, very quickly. If you do unload Dansler, then you're looking at Chris Boyd making the team or something like that, which is just horrifying to think about. But again, it's not out of the question. Teams definitely need help in the secondary. You mentioned the two young guys, Andrew Booth and Caleb Evans. If they both show up this preseason, look really, really good to the point where you think maybe you can start one of them, maybe you see what you can get for Dansler. Like you said, 2 years left on his contract, so not going to be here forever. This isn't the regime that drafted him either, so we'll see.
Well, and the other side of the butt cheek is, what if Dansler just gets beaten out and becomes disgruntled? What if he started out there. When he's played, he's proven that he can definitely be a starter in this league. So he might not be happy with his role either and just want to get out.
Maybe. We'll see. I think Dansler, I don't know. Seems like he fell out of favor with Mike Zimmer last year, whether that was his fault or just Zim being Zim. I don't know. But we'll see. I'm sure he's going to do everything he can to win this new coaching staff over.
Damn right he will. Let's go to the fullback spot.
Yeah, here you go. C.J. Hamm, a Pro Bowl fullback, who you look at this offense that's coming from St. Louis, Los Angeles Rams, the Super Bowl champions. They didn't use a fullback. So here comes the point where, is there really a spot for C.J. Hamm on this team? And to me, this is too good of a player to flat out cut. He's an excellent special teamer, but you can't just keep him as a slow running back, fifth option in the backfield, and a special teamer. So I think you look what you can get for this guy. Some team out there that uses the fullback will give you something for this guy.
Yeah, I mean the guys we have at running back really is what makes us just CJ Hamm very expendable. I mean, how many are we going to keep on this roster? I don't think we would get anything for CJ Hamm. I love CJ Hamm, but there's like 2 teams that use a fullback these days, so they would really have to want CJ Hamm.
And you look at what he does bring to the special teams table. I mean, this guy absolutely depletes people, destroys them. He does it from the fullback position. He's done it as a gunner too. So CJ Hamm, he does. I mean, I think it was actually blocking an extra point or field goal where he just absolutely just lit somebody up. So he does have value. I just think with the Vikings look at this team, have to make some tough decisions. There may not just be a spot for CJ Hamm that's worth keeping him around.
If we end up getting anything for CJ Hamm in a trade, I will come on the show and I will eat Lupagus's chest hair.
You serious?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cook it first. Then go smoke it. I'll smoke it first.
All right, let's go to the last one. The one that probably has the most potential to actually be traded, and that's the running back position again. That's Alexander Mattison.
Yeah, this is his final year of his contract. You got 2 young guys behind him, Kenny Ngwangu, Ty Chandler. So you got the future already on the depth chart. And this is why I think this happens. If we're sitting here late August, some team's starting running back goes down, they get desperate, they call the Vikings, hey, what can we get for Alexander Mattison? Was he available? I think the Vikings would listen. We trade a 4th-round pick in the draft to move up and get a Caleb Evans. Maybe you can get that pick back. A team that's desperate may be calling for Alexander Mattison.
Yeah, even if there's not an injury. I mean, you look at some of these teams out there, the Falcons don't have a running back. The Texans, I mean, there's teams out there that still really have crap at running back. And Mattison, I mean, he has proven over the last couple of years he could be not only just a starter, but a damn good starter. So this would hurt, but it probably makes the most sense.
Well, again, is he going to come back next year? I think he's going to look in free agency to become a starter elsewhere. So I don't think he's coming back for year 5 with the Vikings. I think he's gone either way. You might as well see what you can get this August for a team that, as they said in draft day, fleece them.
What if on the other side of things, what if Dalvin Cook, what if they opt to throw some less money at Madison and get rid of Cook?
I mean, I don't think a team's going to trade for Dalvin Cook with that kind of salary.
I know. All right, that's it. Those are our guys that we think that are on the current roster that could get traded. Let us know in the comments if you think anyone will get traded or who you want to get traded.
Remember, someone's going to be eating some chest hair in a couple months.
Yes, I will. I will do that if CJ Hamm gets traded. Traded, remember.
Right,
traded.
Remember this. Antarctica is the only continent that has no bees or wasps.